Right, having a look at this porker, I think it is. I think it's, yep. Card room, my usually good camera work. It's got a gas leak on it. Anyway, what we've found is it's in the hot gas loop, which is right down there. It's actually just around that bend. Let's see if we can get some. Hang on a minute. Okay, let's see if we can zoom in. Get some light in there. It's right on the outside of the bend. Jesus, it's getting worse. Yeah. So somehow we've got to make a new one of them loops up and try and fit it in there somehow. Or we could, because this is outside, we could just bypass it and then run the drain down and out through the side of here. I might do that. I'm not sure if that's stainless or whether it's just like chrome plated copper. If it's stainless, it might have just metal fatigued. If it's chrome plated, the chrome might have come off and then it's eaten through the copper and made a pinhole. Anyway, we've got to see how I think this has to come off. Let's take the condenser off to get in there. Okay, I've got the condenser out. It's not too bad. I might give it a wash out with a hose before we put it back in. And that is the cause of all our problems. We've got hot gas there, T for the defrosting, so we can't chop anything further down. So I might cut that off here actually, because when we braze a new one in, we've got to be careful not to set that flame alight. All things will go from bad to worse. Anyway, I think I'll cut that off there, get that out and see if we can have a go at making one. Right, we're making that, and the eagle-eyed ones among you will spot the mistake. This should be stacking this way up, not that way, because that we need to get through that loop so it can pop out the top and come around and get wider. And I think the reason we started doing it that way is because we did that vertical bend first, and I probably should have left that off because that sticking up was getting in the way of putting the next bend round, because it was coming around and hitting it, which is why we've gone that way. So we have piped ourselves into a corner, so we might have to try some brute force and ignorance to try and get that where it needs to be, or start again. We have got another coil of pipe. Right, you've got to love working with copper. We've managed to get that fed through, so I just need to get that straightened out a bit and do something approximate to that, so long as it's sort of coming up in the right place. I'm not overly fussed how it gets there. Yeah. There we go, look at that, you can hardly tell them apart. So anyway, I think that we're going to make that's going to work. Yep, I've got this spin swagey thing. I got some decent ones from my business partner, and then I didn't want to spend the money on them, so I got this cheap one off Amazon. And to be fair to it, it does well. I've done, I think, up to 1/2 inch with it, and it does the job fine. So I don't know what brand it is. All made in China, aren't they? Anyway, yeah, that's working with the old shitty old Makita drill, so it's not even decent high-speed drill, you know, it's just some cheap old thing. Right, enough witter in. We want to get that swaged, get the glue from the tape cleaned off, because we want to get as many of these joints done without getting any heat near that foam. I've got my little sprayer, so I fill that with water and I'll spray that foam down so it's all wet. And I've got a sheet of aluminium I'll put in there as a heat shield. And the fire extinguisher, which is hiding down there. Okay, we've got that one done. Then we're going to get that one done. So we've got a sheet of aluminium there, which is very good for not heating up too quickly. It's better than steel. Steel heats up too quick. This is all wet now. I've sprayed that down. And we've got that cloth in the corner there. We've got that fire extinguisher ready. Yep, let's get that done. Then I think the condenser can go back and we can get that joint done. And then we just got to change the dryer, I think. Oh, and that joint there. That joint there, which is this end here. Okay, that's that done. Does anybody else get songs stuck in their head? I was working with somebody on Saturday, and it's now Wednesday. They had a Spice Girls song stuck in their head, and now I've got a completely different Spice Girls song stuck in my head. It'll probably be stuck there until something else replaces it. I just wondered if that was me or everybody gets that sort of thing. Right, looking at it isn't doing it, is it, John? It's not doing it. Right, we need to get that put in. That's got to go in. And we can do that joint there. Might move a bit of tin up. And then that other joint is above it. We might want to do that one first, this one, because we could do that with it pulled out. Because if we slide that back in, that's going to be right near the back wall. So I'll put a bit of tape over that while I'm having a look. I need to hunt around and see if I've got a dryer in the van. That looks a bit bigger than the 032. Some of these used to have a... No, it is an 032. It is an 032. Some of these used to have a... They'll have an odd size one that's probably made just for that manufacturer. Right. Enough wittering. Okay, that's back in there, so we've got that joint to do there, and then that into the dryer. Well, I think that's it. I think that's it then. And then get the vacuum pump going, we start putting it back together. Right, that's all. That one's done, that's done. I think that's it. If you can bend something out to an angle, it makes it easier to get out, do it. And you can just straighten it back up again afterwards. There's no point struggling trying to braze that in that corner. And we have got it the right way, haven't we? We have got it the right way, yes we have. Okay, right, leak test and vacuum. Right, that's been on pressure test for a while. It dropped a bit and then stopped dropping, so I think I started the counter a bit too soon. Probably didn't allow for it equalising. This is probably cooler than the bottle that's come out of the van, so maybe the gas has gone in and cooled down a bit, I don't know. But quite often if you start the counter too soon, before it's fully equalised, it can drop a bit. But I don't think any of our braze joints are leaking, because if we had a bad joint it'd be pouring out. So we'll get the vacuum pump connected up and start putting it all back together. Well, the weather's taken a turn for the worse. So we're hiding out in here in the cold room at the moment, hoping it's going to stop raining. We need to put our tools away and get some gas out of the van and the scales. I did have this job planned yesterday when it was dry, but we had somebody else phone up with a job they thought was urgent. Well, it was urgent to them. Every job's urgent to the customer. Which was another hot gas leak on a milk vending machine. So we're sort of having a run of these things lately. Yeah. Anyway, fun times. You know, I think it's actually getting worse, just a bit. Yes, picked a good day for this. And the van is hiding around the corner there. Still, at least it's going to get a good vacuum. Look on the bright side. Right, I forget where I got with the video in. I got distracted with the rain. Anyway, it's all back together. It's cooling. It's down to 5.3. I think the set point's around 4 something, is it? Yeah. Anyway, so just packing up. Got to put the covers back on.